Hi, I want to introduce you to our hybrid digital tabletop RPG game Marshals Myrmidons, which has been under development for over 30 years. This game is truly the beginning of a new hybrid game category. Is it a tabletop game? Is it a digital game? And how in the world did we replace the dice? We want to answer these questions for you by showing you how we got to where we are today.
This is the original Marshals and Myrmidons manual, which is a blue binder full of hand-drawn and typed pages. In those days, for character generation and occasional random events, all we had to use were our heavily photocopied wheels, and we used dice and lookup tables just like everyone else.
Over the years, we created more wheels, but they were still cumbersome to use and more difficult to read.
About 10 years ago, we decided it was time for a makeover. With the technology available to us, we were finally able to create the wheels as they were originally intended, with 3 concentric rings of 36 entries each, which can be moved independently.
Along with that came a new manual that was organized and full of the game's details. At this point, we had the epiphany that we wanted to completely abandon the dice, which would allow for a much more sophisticated game wheels. Thus, the combat and saving spin wheel was born. This allowed us to replace all the game mechanics that were traditionally done by dice, like random number picking and combat. Most importantly, it gave us saving spins that had fixed probabilities, which improve as your character does.
The 2 inner rings have 36 entries each, and the outer ring has 36 or 72 entries, allowing for a unique explosion of up to 93,312 possibilities.
As awesome as that was, it was very expensive to produce at the time, and we didn't have the capital to invest in it, so we shelved it for the time. Then, about 2 years ago, we realized that utilizing some of the new game building tools, we could completely digitalize the wheels and have them spin conveniently on a laptop or tablet. What a revelation! This eliminated the problem of bulky physical wheels. It also meant that we no longer had to randomize the rings for each spin.
This presented a completely new opportunity. We took our manual and maps and integrated them into the game.
The maps became interactive, allowing zooming, measuring distance, marker placements, and direct integration with the game's manual.
For instance, in the city of Astrakhan, each building has an entry in the manual giving the details about the establishment and what can be found there. We then turned our manual into a wiki, which allowed us to add much more detail than we had in the previous manual. It also allowed us to quickly resolve errors and inconsistencies.
In the manual, we have lots of interesting people, like Lord Shariza the Remorseless, who is a ruthless pirate and usurper. His entry makes it easy to see at a glance where he is located and who his closest allies and worst enemies are.
On the other hand, we have Dorjan of Elysium, a righter of wrongs and an all-around good guy. Again, his profile is easy to assess at a glance and provides game masters with enough details to establish his character. There are literally hundreds of additional characters included with the game. Marshals and Myrmidons is an exciting game to play because when the wheel spins, anything can happen. With so many different combinations per wheel, the game will remain fresh and interesting indefinitely.
We feel that one of the best selling points of Marshals and Myrmidons is the hilarity of the wheel results, because many of the combinations are somewhat bizarre, thereby creating side-splitting sentences.
Let's spin on Under the Trees. Where it stops, no one knows. You meet a vegan hermit in furry skins doing the hokey pokey and turning about as you are pelted with pooty from above.
Our base game will include 6 adventure wheels for generating random encounters and events, and 3 combat and saving spin wheels.
The initial wheels that will be provided are Perils on the Plains, High Seas, the City of Astrakhan, Astrakhan the Desolate, Under the Trees, and Treasure Trove, along with Piercing Possibilities and Combat and Saving Spins 1 and 2. And we already have over 24 more adventure wheels for future expansions.
As you can see, Marshals and Myrmidons is a completely new game genre. We're calling it a hybrid tabletop-digital RPG game. In this new game genre, a laptop or tablet provides all the game tracking and event generation, thereby simplifying the job of the game master.
The players also benefit from this simplification because we have made a fully interactive character sheets available for smartphones or tablets. As always, it is still the players that make this game. We are starting a revolution in tabletop gaming, and we want you to come along. Please, back our game today.